How do you tell a story without saying a single word? Hi, I'm CJ Latimore. That's who I am. Telling stories through pictorial images, historically, places, event, people. That has been the story of my life for 50 years.
I feel like I'm CJ's godmother. That I adopted him as my godson. And I met CJ right after I think he was still in college. He was still attending the University of Miami when I met him and wrote the first story about him. And we sort of clicked. I like the fact that CJ is honest. He has integrity. I like the fact that he doesn't, what you see is what you get with CJ. He doesn't put on airs. He is just a decent human being. And his work depicts that. When you see his work, I know his work. You can put a million pictures in front of me by a million different artists and tell me to pick out CJ's work, and I could go right to it.
The purples and blues are just always soothing colors anyway. When you're working with them, purple and blues always give you. And I love the fact that when I'm working with my towel, I control the intensity of color by how much that I spread on the towel. And you want to get that translucent effect to allow you to see glazes and overlays of colors blending together to give you that jewel-like quality. You want a jewel-like quality in your paint.
You know, CJ and I go back a very, very long way. We met when I was doing a very important project at the airport. And I wanted to use art to show how blacks had overcome a lot of adversities and what have you. And I wanted that displayed in this airport. And CJ was just beginning in a lot of his former paintings. And, you know, I sat down with him, I talked to him, and I said, you know, CJ, I'd like for you to bring this airport to life, you know, and we're probably gonna get a lot of criticism because it's gonna be something that's totally, totally different. And from that day forward, you know, we become very, very close friends, and we sort of collaborate a lot on some of the paintings and what have you, based on my historical knowledge.
Legacy means to me is having the ability and the foresight to understand that when you go through life, you're like a servant. You present yourself as a servant. Because I always tell people, let me be a solution to your problem first. So a legacy is being a solution to other people's problem without knowing anything in return for that particular situation.
But the leader of all leaders is right there.
Yes.
Father Phil Gibson.
That's right.
My legacy says that it's you. If you want to be something, do it. If you don't want to be something, don't do it. I think I've proven that it ain't skin, that it ain't color. It's expectations. That you can do what you want to do if you dare to do what you want to do.
Hello, I'm Johnny C. Taylor Jr., and I'm honored to share the wisdom I hope future generations will inherit from my life and my career. I really believe in the enduring power of integrity and trust. In every project, every conversation, every relationship that I have, integrity is at the foundation. Always connect your work to a greater purpose. The most rewarding moments that I've had in my career and in my life come from making a positive impact in my community and within the broader society. So constantly ask yourself, how does my work make a difference in the bigger world?
I feel the way you know you're successful in life, when you reach back and look back and see who you helped and the folks you help, who did they help to improve all of our quality of life?
What wisdom do I want future generations to inherit from my life? Nothing. I want them to inherit from their own life what they contributed to the world, to their loved ones, to people that they cared about, their humanity, the things that they're proud of, their legacy, not mine, their wisdom, not mine, their caring, not mine, their life, not mine.
The wisdom that I would like to leave is the motto that I've always modeled my life by. You know, my parents always taught me that you have to be twice as good as the white in order to be equal, but you need to be the best you can all the time. So my motto became endurance and achievement against the odds.
So the first piece of advice that I would leave, or words of wisdom, is to always do what's right, even when it's difficult, and most importantly, even when no one's watching. That is really the core of living a life filled with integrity.
It's not the color of your skin, but the color of your expectations. You can be whatever you want to be if you decide to be whatever you want to be. If you think that you can't be it because you're black, you won't be it.
I had a lot of failures and disappointments, and I also had a lot of successes. So what I want this portrait to say is transformation, empowerment, maintain the course, and think before you speak.
It would say that I am human. I have proven that I can do what I want to do. There are no limitations because I am human. Not because I am black, but simply because I am human. I believe in a God that's great, that will carry me through everything that I desire to get through. I'm living proof that you can be whatever you want to be.
I give all honor, praise, and glory to God. Simply as that. And it's because I know who He is, and I know who He's not. He's always been with me. He's never left me alone, and He's always led me down the right path.
I want to do what I'm doing right now to make sure that other people are documented and recorded in such a visual way that nobody will ever forget that they were here and who they are. These are my stories that I tell without saying a single word. I am CJ Latimore.